Hey, gun people, let's look at a little news here. It's kind of interesting. On this lawsuit that they just filed, uh, this article, which makes a very good point, said when Google was asked about them violating, you know, the First Amendment as far as censoring conservative, Google could have easily said, we are not censoring, and they didn't. They could have went further and said, we believe these actions are meritless. And that's what normally is said on most lawsuits. Uh, Google didn't say that. They said no comment, and they'll let you know if you change. So is that kind of an admission of guilt? I don't think they want to get caught lying, giving a comment that it's not true when they know it is true, and they probably know that if anybody looks behind a curtain, it's going to be pretty clear that it's true. Man, I hope this lawsuit goes through. And still a lot of talk on the JFK files as far as the public's got to believe that Oswald acted alone. Hoover said this. He thought the civil rights people would, who want to complain or riot or do whatever, would say that Oswald was killed and his civil rights was violated because he was handcuffed when he was shot. He also thought that more people would think it was a cover-up, and they just wanted to say Oswald did it and he acted alone and close this case. And you know, if they wanted to do that, they probably shouldn't have sealed all the records for 54 years and now at the last minute trying to do it again. And I know some people were pissed because I said I think Trump folded like a $2 launcher. Look, Trump could have said release the documents. Does anybody believe that Trump just woke up one morning and says, hey, I'm going to release the files today? When decisions like this are done, it's staffed, it's surveyed, people have input, there's repercussions, they look at things on pro and negative, how's this going to impact, and they give him all that before he makes the decision. For the CIA to come in at the last second and say, whoa, 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 we don't want this released, is BS. They had plenty of time before this announcement to do that. So the fact that they waited till the last minute and that Trump allowed it at the last minute just smells to me. Look, everybody's like, oh, you shouldn't be hating on Trump. I had a couple people, I'm unsubscribing because you don't like Trump. Look, what if you're only subscribing because I say that I like Trump and I agree with you all the time? Well, you know what? Whatever. So, look, I don't think Trump ought to be impeached. I don't think he's a horrible president. I don't think Hillary would have been a better president. I don't think he's horrible because of this decision. I think he kind of folded to a lot of pressures. I didn't like it. I would have liked him to stand up more and done what he said he was going to do. I know it's tough, but that's what I would have liked. And I think it's kind of a BS move that he gave him an extra 180 days at the last second. My opinion. And, of course, we've got a female school counselor arrested for improper conduct with sexual assault with a child. So she's having these kids have sex with her. Pathetic. But you know what? Power corrupts absolutely. I'm telling you. You put people in power, people are like, oh, women, we're so under, it's not fair, we're not paid. Look, it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. You give them power that's unchecked, they're going to abuse it. Power will always attract abusive conduct if it's not checked. And Hungary orders spies to target Soros. I stinking love it. This Soros dude, I don't know where or how the hell he got his money. I mean, there's all kind of things that he just played. He bought and sold basically monies that were going to go up or down, and he invested large in it, and when they went up, he made big money. So evidently, man, the president over there says, you know what, this guy's trying to influence my country. He's doing all kind of subversive BS. He wants the spies to target him. I stinking love it. Soros is a far left-wing progressive idiot that funds other idiots like Hillary and Obama and the other people trying to destroy good in the whole world. I love this dude. I don't even know him. And this is the craziest mass shooting information. I mean, this shooting in Vegas, when the government tries to hide, you know the old saying, the tighter you put your grip on something, the more it will slip through your fingers. It just kills me that the government is trying to hide, conceal, redirect, misdirect on this Las Vegas shooting. I mean, normally after a mass shooting, we have who the guy was. We've interviewed his neighbors. We've interviewed people that know him. We know his politics. We know everything about him within 2 or 3 days. This damn thing's going on a week or two, a month, and I'm like, we ain't got nothing. All we got is, he used the B stock. I can't say the word. I'll get censored by YouTube. He used the B stock. He shot a bunch of rounds. It's the largest mass shooting ever. And then that's it. And then we get, he acted alone. And, we didn't kill him. He accidentally shot him. This guy who was a master with all these guns that could shoot all these people, that could plan all this, somehow fumbled walking out of the room and shot himself in the head by accident. And that's the story. That's it. That's all you need to know, people. Because they're saying now we're not giving any information on it. I just don't get it, man. If you allow your government to do this, then your government's going to do it. And there's just no pushback from the left. And I got to think the guys on the left, he's a left-wing loon. And that's why the left media is covering it up so well. More ESPN painful layoffs. Good. Left-wing crap, social justice, everything's a fight. You know what? I haven't watched football. I'm not why. I hope they boycott. I hope the sponsors drop. I hope people harass the sponsors that support football. I hope they fall on their face and they have to let all these crybaby millionaires who want to go out there and say, America's mean. America's mean. I'm making millions of dollars. I couldn't get a job making burgers, but because I can run around with a football, I'm making millions of dollars and making more millions with endorsements, and somehow America's mean. I got to kneel down and disrespect the country. I got to disrespect all the fans because America's mean, and it's holding me down because I'm only making $30 million a year. Are you kidding me? Lay them all off. I'm so fed up with that crap. And some of the fans are turning up the heat. That's good. Protest on your own time. I'm off. They shouldn't even be in the stand. You can't pay the NFL money, fill their seats, buy their food, buy their products. They're all wearing, and then say protest on your own time. Stop showing up and stop giving them money. And the great Catholic religion is now saying it's okay to kill mentally ill patients. And I've always said religion is nothing more than government. They don't produce anything. They only take from others. They use fear and promises to get you to follow them and to believe in them. And they tell you they will keep you safe and they will deliver something in the future if you just give them what you have now. No different than government. And the corruption in the Catholic Church with the priests and everything is big surprise here. This article about DOJ plans for a solar storm blackout drill. I don't give this site a whole bunch of cred because they kind of sometimes do a little conspiracy thing. But if the government is planning for a blackout drill because of solar flares, they could say it's for solar flares, but an EMP will do the same thing as a solar flare. So is the government going to say we're worried that a nuclear power will blow up a nuclear bomb over the U.S. and put us into the dark ages, and foods and trucks and cars and lights and electricity and all electronics will be gone and we'll be back in the dark ages and it could take years for us to come back? The government doesn't want to say that. They like fear, but they don't want to fear you thinking that they're incompetent. So they're going to do a blackout drill saying solar flares. We can't control the sun. If the sun takes out all this, this is what we're training for. We're here to keep you safe. We're here to help. So if they are doing a drill and if this is true, I think it's more for an EMP threat that they don't want to tell us about, that they can't protect us from, but government never likes to say that we're incompetent, we can't protect you. And of course, another left-wing talk. You can't turn on TV without some left-wing. Everybody's got to be bi or gay or sensitive or so. You just can't watch anything now without the liberal hidden agenda in the background. So this woman gets popular, made millions because she likes women. So it's good for liberal left. So let's promote her, make her. And now she's doing sexist tweet I guess she tweeted looking at some girl's boobs and cracking on her boobs. But Rick, she's a woman, so you can't say anything. You can't pick on her because you'll be sexist. It's not her fault, and you're a racist and bigot if you say anything about it. But because she's a lesbian, she can tweet boobs and treat women as a sex symbol. Of course, the double standard, and I have a picture of what she tweeted. And this is your nice, tolerant, liberal, treating a woman disrespectful like a piece of meat. But Rick, she's a woman, and she's bi or lesbian or whatever, or trans, whatever it is, the flavor of the week. And so you can't pick on her, Rick. She can do what she wants because she's a protected class. And Saudi Arabia, religion of peace, won't let women drive, holds down women. The left loves them, supports them, thinks we should bring more into the country so we can have more of that here. And somehow the left is like, oh yeah, it's a great idea. Anyway, they're giving citizenship to a robot that has more rights than women. I think it's kind of funny. Oh, the irony of the left, that they just continuously back themselves in a corner, slam their hand in their own door, and run over their own foot with their own car, and can't figure out why they're always fighting ignorant battles. And America's in the best holiday shopping mood, which means they want people to spend more money because spending money makes the government money. The more we can tell people that times are good and spend money, and of course, the current administration has made investing, he's putting America first, the economy's better, everything's growing, everybody's doing better, so therefore people were more likely to spend more. And what happens when people spend more? Government makes more on taxes, because every time a dollar is spent, 7 times, it doubles. So the more you can get people to transfer and spend money, the government doubles and doubles and doubles their money each and every day. And here's a video they're calling shocking. Woman knocked out and witnesses rob and take selfie instead of calling 911. And if you watch this video, it says this African-American man and this white racist woman is standing here minding her own business, and he walks over and punches her in the face and knocks her out cold. And other helpful African-American men come over and take pictures, steal her purse, lay down next to her and take pictures with her. And keep your eye on the racist, though. No outcry, no hate crime, no nothing, because you know what? That's just the way it is in America now, Rick. And this so-called Russian probe budget, this Russian probe, I can't believe it. The budget, they're spending outrageous money. Mueller's hiring all these attorneys. Each attorney has a parking place. They're paying $300 a month just for a parking place. Millions have been spent. He's making $160,000 salary to come in to investigate Trump for over a year now, and they still does not one piece of evidence that Trump was colluding with the Russians. And instead they find out that the Clintons took $143 million from the Russians to make a backdoor deal on government uranium, and no mention of that. Still unlimited budget, still outrageous investigations, still hiring more left-wing lawyers. And you know what? The people just sit around and go, yeah, get Trump. Yeah. Come on, people. And of course, CNN, if they can find a way to protect the left. Oh, top Dems deny knowledge of payments to the firm behind the Trump dossier. They call it a dossier. It's basically a fake report that they wrote in there that Trump paid hookers to pee on him or something in Russia when he visited Russia. It's just an absolute smear campaign full of lies, no truth. They've had this for over a year and a half, 2 years now, and they still don't know who produced it. And now they're finding out that the Dems paid for it. The liberal left paid for this smear campaign. Obama, Clintons, those great people that people love, paid for this false, fake news, lies. And now they're saying, well, we didn't have knowledge of these payments. It's disgusting. And CNN's, of course, protecting the left as usual. This is good news. Catalan Parliament declares independence from Spain. They did a vote. I think you're going to see more and more of this. It's Through history, large government is bad. It never helps the people, it only helps the government. Small, localized government takes care of the people the best. You always want your government small. You want local controls so you don't have federal government running the school system, federal government running your health care, federal government doing all this, because it just makes a pathway for theft, fraud, abuse. The politicians pad their pockets. They cut backdoor deals. They use everyone else's efforts and fruits for their own benefit. Large government is never good. You're going to see more and more. I would love for Texas to leave the U.S. I would love for California to leave the U.S. I don't care if the U.S. gets abolished and each state takes their own. It would shut down. Our federal government is out of control, and the states' rights have not taken it back like they should. So I think this is great. I hope I see more. I hope this trend catches on. And the left is saying this guy's going to get a big sentence because, even though he deserted and he lived for 5 years with the enemy, and we had to trade 5 high-risk terrorists to get him back, they're saying he's going to get life in prison. The military takes desertion pretty seriously, and they don't want to make it think that you can desert and get away with it. They want you to think that if you desert and get caught, you're going to prison for the rest of your life. That's a good deterrent for other deserters or people that want to desert. So he probably will get life, but who knows? One of the things that came out in JFK is before the assassination, evidently, I think 25 minutes before he was shot, they got a phone call from a person saying, hey, check out the U.S. for some big news. So they don't know who the person was. I mean, is this really news breaking and worthy? I don't know, but it's part of the documents that were released. And most people already knew this, but the CIA was trying to kill Castro, which led to the Bay of the Pigs, which led to, well, we're going to take out Castro. We're going to support the insurgents. Remember, one person's insurgents is another man's terrorist. So one person's revolutionary is another man's terrorist. So just because we label somebody an insurgent or a revolutionary doesn't mean they're necessarily good. The government will label patriots as domestic terrorists, but patriots that fight for the Constitution of this country are not terrorists. They're defending the Constitution and what our founders gave us. But so, when they label who's who and you get these labels, look past the label and kind of try to figure out who's supporting who and why are they supporting him and are they doing it for the right reason or for their own interests. Should we have killed Castro? I'm not up on it enough. I know he was kind of a brutal dictator, but again, the U.S. needs to fix its own damn problem, sticking our nose everywhere else. All right, that's the news. Hopefully you got something out of it. We'll end that there.